No one journey is the same. For many families, this starts before your baby is born. Being pregnant and hearing that your baby has a heart problem is a lot to deal with. From the moment a baby is diagnosed with a heart problem, the journey begins.
We tried for our daughter for
2.5 years.
2.5 years, 3 years. We had fertility help. So we were super excited when we found out that we were pregnant. Everything was going great, everything was fine. And then we had our 20-week scan on the 18th of December 2013. And we were laughing.
Oh, it's a great feeling, heading to the hospital. Got there, looking at the scans.
And
loving it, right?
Yeah. All like laughing and joking, and then the sonographer excused himself. And then when he was gone out the room for about 5 minutes or so, I kind of knew something wasn't right, and he come back in and said there was an abnormality with the heart and he's going to refer us to the fetal medicine unit. The consultant brought us in. I was in a room with the consultant, a midwife, and us, and he sat down and still got the piece of paper. He sat down and said, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, your daughter's a 10 plus, will have no quality of life, will be breathless at rest, and I advise to terminate.
Very quickly.
Yeah, it was just a whirlwind. Then there was a cardiologist who stayed after Christmas Eve after a clinic and scanned us. And, you know, she still told us it was single ventricle, still a really serious condition. But it said there was a spectrum. And on that morning on Christmas Eve was the first time I felt her kick in the shower. So I felt like it was a sign as well. And we just couldn't imagine life without her. She's our
princess.
World. Yeah, she's our warrior princess.
It's a path filled with medical appointments, operations and procedures and uncertainties, but it's also a journey filled with hope, strength and the unwavering support of families, friends and communities.
Hi, my name is Aurelia and I am 10 years old, and I was born with a single ventricle, which kind of means I have half a heart. I have had multiple surgeries in my life, but I only remember the last one when I was 4.5. I remember being super nervous but also feeling confident, as my play therapist told me all about the operation beforehand, so I felt really prepared, and all my nurses and doctors told me how brave I was. I have positive memories about being in hospital, like the jack potatoes and how my nurses looked after me. But I still remember the bad things too, the pain and feeling of having to walk with tubes in me. But I'm super proud of myself and how strong and brave I was. I go to Alder High regularly to get lots of tests to check everything is okay. And I don't know if I need another operation again when I'm older, but I know I can handle it if I do. I don't let my heart condition stop me from living a normal life and doing all the things my friends do. Sometimes I get more tired and out of breath, but it never stopped me from doing the things I like to do and having fun.
The Patient and Public Voice Group in the northwest of England, North Wales and the Isle of Man is known as the PPV. We are a group of volunteers with lived experience who are here to amplify the voices of patients and their families, ensuring that their needs and experiences shape the care they receive.
My little boy, Jake, was born with arrhythmia and cardiomyopathy, so a very fast heart rhythm and poor heart function, classed as heart failure. He wasn't diagnosed before he was born, so it came as a complete shock to us. And he went basically from his car seat to Alderhay to the heart centre, where we pretty much spent the first year of his life. They decided that it was best that they had a second opinion, so he was transferred via helicopter to Great Ormond Street in London, where he was under an electrophysiologist and the transplant team. The actual transplant process was textbook. Everything went according to plan. He recovered really well from surgery, and we could have gone home from transplant week 2, but I was panicking a little bit, so we stayed an extra week. It is a huge shock to the system when everything you've ever known with regards to being in your local heart centre, and then all of a sudden you've got a very sick child, you're 200 miles away, you're living in temporary accommodation, you can't work. And I think it's really important that we do everything we can to prepare families for how different it's going to be when you transfer, because it's stressful enough without worrying about things like logistics and stuff like that. So I think that's something we really need to focus on.
The PPV group wants to make sure that the care young people receive growing up with their heart problem is as supportive as possible, and that their transfer to the adult service is seamless.
I know all my nurses and doctors at Alder Hey, as they have looked after me since I was a baby, so I feel really comfortable with them. But I know in 7 years I will no longer get all my lifelong tests at Alder Hey, because I won't be a child anymore. So I will have to go to Liverpool Heart and Chest Hospital. I'll be sad to leave Alder Hey, but I feel confident about meeting my team at Liverpool Heart and Chest when I'm a teenager too.
Many of our patients also have additional needs, such as a learning disability or neurodiversity. We have a learning disability forum for anyone interested in helping to improve the care that people with additional needs receive.
The PPV group has given me the opportunity to shine a light on an amazing group of congenital heart patients, those with learning disabilities. My brother Alistair, who was born with Down syndrome and who was diagnosed with congenital heart disease, was truly inspirational. He is the reason I'm a member of the group and my motivation for wanting to raise awareness for those with a learning disability. Alistair very sadly passed away in December 2023, but has left a huge legacy, one that involves ensuring all patients have a platform and a voice. The Learning Disability Forum, an offshoot from the Patient and Public Voice group, provides a wonderful opportunity for patients with additional needs alongside their families and carers to share experiences. Their thoughts and opinions are vital if we are to continue to improve NHS services for all. We aim to help make things better for patients with a learning disability, to provide opportunities for patients to meet others with similar needs and make friends through our forum, to raise awareness with hospitals, letting them know what makes a difference when caring for patients with a learning disability, ensuring they have an opportunity to be involved in making decisions. At the heart of our group is the goal of ensuring that the experiences are positive and informed for all, knowing that we can, and in fact are, making a difference for this very special group of patients gives us the passion and drive to continue, so why not come and join us on our journey?
Congenital heart disease isn't just a medical condition, it's a lifelong experience. The PPV group is there to represent your voice through to adult life and is there every step of the way, signposting patients and families to where they can get help and support from specialist heart services, local charities and national organisations.
I was born with 2 congenital heart defects, an atrial septum defect, which was repaired in 1973, and Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, which was diagnosed and ablated in 2004. Given all the challenges I've faced, especially with various types of palpitations, I'm very thankful to be part of the first generation of CHD patients that live into later life. Although congenital heart defects can be repaired and fixed, there is no cure, and patients face lifelong battles to survive and live as full a life as possible. When I had my open heart surgery, psychological support for patients was almost non-existent. But more recently, it's been encouraging to see how the support has increased, both for children and adults. This undoubtedly will help to reduce the trauma and symptoms associated with the investigations, pre-op preparation and post-op recovery. Being able to share worries, concerns and successes with fellow patients and discuss medication, treatments, symptoms and recoveries in a safe, welcoming and supportive environment can be life-changing. Although society expects us to constantly beat our personal bests and go further, faster and harder, it's okay to recognise that that's not always possible when living with CHDs. And it's okay to always try to be your personal best, depending on how you feel in that particular moment.
The power of patient voice lies in connection. The strength of the PPV lies in the combined stories of lived experience. Together, your voice is powerful and can influence change to improve services for patients and families. Even the smallest changes can make a world of difference. The PPV listens, advocates, and helps the NHS make patient-centred decisions that improve quality of life. Sometimes with ideas as simple as clearer communication or more comfortable hospital spaces. These aren't always expensive changes, but they can have a profound impact.
My daughter Sarah was born with Fallot's tetralogy. She's had lots of interventions and surgery throughout her life with good results. She has a good job and an active lifestyle. Sadly, not all babies survive. Sarah and her partner had a difficult route to conceiving a baby. As you can imagine, they were already worried by the time they had their 20-week scan. Sadly, the scan revealed that the baby had a condition similar to Sarah, Fallot's tetralogy, but it was more serious. It was obviously devastating news. Dr. Caroline Jones offered to re-scan Sarah a week later so that I could be with her. Obviously, the result was still the same. Dominic was born at 38 weeks by a planned C-section at St Mary's Hospital in Manchester. He was 5.1 pounds when he was born and went straight to the paediatric intensive care unit. He was then transferred to Alder Hey and then to Stepping Hill Hospital in Stockport and went home when he was 3 weeks old. His parents did an incredible job looking after him and getting him strong enough for surgery. He returned to Alder Hey the day before he was 3 months old. He had surgery the following day, which unfortunately wasn't successful, and he crashed the day after. He was on life support for 4 weeks before the incredibly difficult decision was made to turn off the machines. From Sarah's 20-week scan to the end of Dominic's life, Dominic and his parents and family were treated with care and kindness. His case was especially complicated. His end-of-life care was very sensitive. All the staff involved were kind and went an extra mile to make a difficult situation as bearable as possible. Sarah and Dominic's story illustrates the importance of planning for pregnancy for women with congenital heart disease. It is extremely important that before becoming pregnant and during the pregnancy, that expectant mothers receive expert care and attention throughout. They especially need the services of a fetal nurse specialist should the worst happen and the unborn baby also has a congenital heart problem. It is a complex and specialist field of medicine and one that requires the utmost care and sensitivity. During Sarah's second pregnancy, the need for specialist care was very evident. 5 years after Dominic's death, she became pregnant again, and once more it was another long and difficult road. Her pregnancy caused her to have heart-related problems and she needed the support of both local and specialist teams. She had a difficult time during the second half of her pregnancy and needed a lot of support before, during and after the birth. All the staff involved did an amazing job. Thankfully, she had a healthy baby boy, Benjamin, who does not have a congenital heart disease, and is now 1 year old. An important part of the network's role is to ensure that all services, including bereavement services, are there when they are needed. The role of the PPV group in bringing recent and relevant experience to the attention of the network is vital.
The PPV plays a crucial role in helping the NHS deliver care with empathy. By working with healthcare providers, the PPV ensures that the voice of the patient is central to every decision, understanding that each experience is unique.
The PPV group's an incredibly important component of the Congenital Heart Network in the North West.
It's made up of patients and families, of children with heart problems and adults with congenital heart disease who have lived experience. And it's that expertise of lived experience that is so vital and cannot be provided by anybody else.
The PPV group allows us to understand insights from patients who've got either lived experience or through their relatives to understand the improvements that we can make. Sometimes when we're working as clinicians or nurses, it's difficult to kind of understand the important things that matter most to patients.
So when we're developing services or thinking about improving things, it's just vital that that voice is around the table, because without them being around the table, there's a part of the jigsaw that's missing.
Whether you're from Lancashire and South Cumbria, Merseyside and Cheshire, Greater Manchester, North Wales or the Isle of Man, the PPV is here for you. We represent patients and families across the entire region, ensuring that every voice is heard, no matter where you live. By promoting a general understanding of congenital heart conditions, we help the wider community recognise that this isn't like acquired heart disease. The journey is different, but so is the strength of those who live it every day. And now we need you. The PPV is always looking for passionate volunteers who want to make a difference. Whether you're a patient or a family member, your voice can help shape the future of care for children with heart problems and adults with congenital heart disease, because no two journeys are the same.